Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is WireDogSecurity. I have another video for you guys. Hopefully you're all having an awesome day today and ready to learn. Today's video we're going to take a look at internal, another penetration testing challenge. But before we get into it, as always, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, comment below on thoughts and opinions on the video, the information shared, etc., etc. Helps out the channel, helps get the information out there for those up and coming cybersecurity professionals. All right, let's take a look at this here. Pre-engagement briefing. You can go ahead and pause the video and go through and take a look at that information there displayed. Basically, you're going to go in, break into this machine to find a user.txt flag, and you're going to end up escalating privileges to find this root.txt file. And then it's got some information about the scope there. Make sure to set your host file to this here, or add that to your host file, so you can make sure everything is going as intended. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into it here. As usual, I went ahead and ran nmap scan. There are the results right there, just to save time on everything. And it found port 22 is running SSH and the port is open, and then port 80 is running HTTP. It's also open, and it looks like it's running an Apache server, Ubuntu. And I went ahead and took a look at it inside of Firefox there, and it goes to this Apache 2 Ubuntu default page. Pretty interesting. So more than likely, I mean, obviously it's running on Ubuntu Linux, so if we need to exploit something and end up putting some kind of reverse shell on that, it'll need to be compatible with Ubuntu Linux, of course. But let's go ahead and go back to the scans. I also did a Go Buster on it. This is just the catted information of the Etsy host file, as I was telling you guys about earlier. Make sure it's in there. But let's take a look at the Go Buster information here. I already ran the scan. Went ahead and found a few directories that we can go and take a look at here. You got index, you got blog, JavaScript, PHPMyAdmin, server status, WordPress. These 403 errors are forbidden, which means you don't have access to look at that page. 301 looks like a redirect. And of course, 200 is okay. So let's go ahead and take a look. All right, so we're going to the actual site here. We're on this blog section. It says internal, just another WordPress site. Okay. Hello world, welcome to WordPress, blah, blah, blah. And it looks like there is a login page we can look at, and probably powered by WordPress. So it's safe to say that it's a WordPress website. And we're going to this login page here, which I already have pulled open here. And it appears to be a login for WordPress. So let's just mess around with it here. Let's try root and root. See what that does for us. Okay, unknown username, check again. Okay, well, let's try admin and admin. And let's see, we got a different error. The password you entered for the username admin is incorrect. Lost your password. Okay, so admin appears to be a valid username that we could probably use in a brute forcing attack. So I've already have that rolling in the background here. So let's go ahead and take a look at that real quick. And I'm using WP scan, WordPress scan, and I have the site or the URL there, and I'm using this password list rocku.txt. Username is going to be admin, max thread set to 60. It's going through and doing its thing. Gives you some additional information about this WordPress site. Apache 2.4.29. Some other information there that you can take note of as you're going through this. WordPress version 5.4.2. So maybe there's some kind of vulnerability dealing with that. You want to take a look at that. WordPress theme and use 2017. Okay, might want to take note of that as well. It says this version is out of date. The latest version is 3.1. Okay, maybe we can do something with that. Possibly exploit that if there's some kind of vulnerability in that WordPress theme. Continuing on here. Let's see here. And let's see. Valid combinations found. Username admin password my two boys. Okay, so let's go ahead and try that and see what we can get. My two boys. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and skip. Let's go to remind me later. See what that does. And looks like it's stuck or something. All right, now we're taking a look at the admin portal section of this WordPress site. So be sure to take a look around in here, see what you can find out. Anytime you get some kind of login, you want to see what other type of information that can be used to possibly exploit the system to gain some kind of shell on it. Looks like needs updates apparently, so let's go ahead and check out this updates section, see if anything of interest appears. Looks like it's loading a bit slowly today. It does say that it's running WordPress 5.4.2, and which we already knew from the WordPress scan. It's like this other plugin is added date as well. Let's check out themes. Okay. Version 1.5 installed, update to that. So both of these need to be updated. So be sure to look up these versions of themes, see if there are any exploits available or anything available for vulnerabilities in regard to those versions. And let's see here. Media, nothing's in there. So let's check out pages. There's a sample page. Probably nothing useful here. Nope. So let's take a step back. And let's take a look at posts. Okay, there's Hello World, which we already saw. Yes, okay. And what's this private page here? That's kind of interesting. Made by the admin. Private to do. Don't forget to reset Will's credentials. William Arnold 147. So obviously you want to take note of this here. Screenshot it and add it to your notes or whatever. So possibly you can use these credentials to log into another system somewhere. Okay, users, just admin. All right. Let's go do some research on those themes, see if there are any vulnerabilities related to them that we can possibly exploit. All right, now we're currently in the appearance section and we're taking a look at the themes here. And we're editing themes. One thing with WordPress is that you can edit themes and such. So I replaced this 404 template with some PHP code that I had generated from this website here, or from reverse generator on this machine. Yeah, reverse shell generator, typed in all my information, and I'm using this PHP pentest monkey, so I basically just copied that and pasted it into the themes here. After that, I updated the file, as you can see down there. File updated successfully. Now, once that is finished, I went ahead and launched a netcat listener, and from there, I navigated to the theme to launch that payload there. The reverse shell back, and I got a connection. I'm currently logged in onto that box. So we're going to do a who am I, and we're www-data. Another thing to take note of is this PHP My Admin page. You can try some brute forcing stuff on here, see if you can get access to it and such. You do want to take note of this in your pen testing reports, what have you. Also, be sure to note any type of stuff that's out of date when it comes to anything you're looking at here. Okay, so we're going to take some looking around inside of this shell here, see what we can find. Anything of interest, possibly some credentials or something that we can use to escalate privileges. Now, what you want to do is a little reconnaissance, see what you can find out on here. Then ls-al, see what directories are listed and files and such are listed on there. So let's see where we're at. We're in the root directory apparently. Let's see here. Maybe we can go into root. Nope, can't do that. Access denied. Let's take a look at some of these in here. Make sure to visit all these. Maybe there's something of interest inside of these. Nothing in here. CD back. Let's see, let's try that opt. See if there's anything in here. Oh, that's interesting. So let's go ahead and cat that file there. cp-save.txt. Aubriana needed these credentials for something later. Let her know you have them and where they are. So apparently these are credentials for Aubriana's account. Another thing you want to do here is you can cat the Etsy passwd, see what users are on here, and looks like she's in there. So let's go ahead and try to log in as this user here. All right, success. Looks like those credentials worked. I was able to SSH into that box as this user here, and I went ahead and did a who am I ID and a sudo L. She does not have permission to run sudo. So let's just take a look, see what we're working with here. AL, okay. User.txt file, that's interesting. So let's go ahead and cat that. Bam, there's the first flag. Awesome. Now, let's see what else is in here. What's this Jenkins.txt? Go ahead and cat that as well. It says internal Jenkins service is running on 172.17.0.2 port 8080. Okay. And it looks like we'll have to do some kind of tunneling to get access to this Jenkins server that's running. So let's go ahead and try to do that. So SSH tunnel into that and see if we can find out anything. Okay, so I have my SSH tunnel configured here, SSH-L. It's going to forward that any traffic on the local host, which is running that Jenkins server on port 8080, that's going to get forwarded over to port 1234. And I'm using this as the same user, as you can see there. And after that's done, I went ahead and went to the site, port 1234, and it appears that there's a login screen for this Jenkins server. And I tried a few things here, couldn't get the password to go through, so I decided to use an interceptor proxy burp. You can also use OWASP Zap to capture some stuff. And basically, you're going to use some of this information in here to conduct a brute force attack on this web login portal. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. Okay, now we're going to brute force this login. I'm going to use a tool called Hydra to do the login brute forcing attack on it. You can also use Intruder inside of Burp Suite. You can also use OWASP Zap or some other tool to brute force the login. So I used Hydra. I have all my commands and options set here. I'm going to use that rocku.txt file, and I'm targeting that Jenkins server that's running on or port forwarded to 1234. It's running in verbose mode, so I can see everything that's going on down here. Thread set to 64, and there's the actual information we need here. And the other information that we gathered from that burp information from here. Okay, now everything's set correctly. Got the user set as well, so I can make sure to use that admin user that's had specified earlier. And then the password is going to be pass. So pass is going to be targeting this here. And I ran it, went through and did its thing, and it discovered the password that we're going to try to use to log in as admin. So it's going to be SpongeBob. Let's go ahead and try that. All right. It's a bit slow on this server for some reason, but let's see if it logs in. And yes, we did. Awesome. Now, as soon as you get logged in again, as usual, you're going to go ahead and do some reconnaissance, some digging around in here, see what you can find out. Maybe you can do some Google research on Jenkins, how to properly exploit Jenkins servers. So go ahead and try to do that and then come back and see what the solution can be. All right. Now, one way to exploit a Jenkins server is to go into the manage Jenkins area to the script console, and it's using Groovy to operate. So I used a Groovy reverse shell, as you can see here. I just generated it from reverse shell generator, and it's actively running. So it did some basic reconnaissance on there. Who am I? Jenkins ID ls-al. You're gonna take a look around in here, see what we can find out. Go ahead and check the home, do another ls. Nothing in there. So let's go ahead and back out of here. And go ahead and take a look around in here. Maybe there's something else in opt again. Let's see. Yep, there's a note here. So go ahead and cat note txt. And looks like there's a username and password to log in as root. So go ahead and check that out. Okay, I was able to find the credentials for root and went ahead and logged in as root using those credentials. As you can see here, scroll up a bit. Yep, logged in, switched user to root. I did an ls-al, and then the root flags located in that directory, catted it, and got the last flag here. Now that's one way to do it. There's several ways to get into this box here. Go ahead and play around with it, see what you can find out, and take a look at that PHP my admin information. Sometimes there's config files that you can possibly find credentials in there and log into that database, that MySQL database or whatever it's running. All right. If you guys got any valuable information from this video, be sure to hit that subscribe button, like button, comment below on your thoughts and opinions. Have you done this particular room and TryHackMe? Have you done something similar? Have you done anything in the real world related to this? Go ahead and comment that below. As always, thank you for watching and have a nice day. All right, one last thing to note is that I was looking around in the Etsy directory. All right, did an ls-al, take a look around in here. And there's a WordPress directory in here, and there's also a PHP my admin directory. See there? So you can go ahead and check those out and see what's in those. Maybe something useful. So PHP my admin. What's in here? Okay. And it's got a bunch of config stuff in there. So maybe something of use is in here. Let's try this config db.php. See what's in there. And it looks like credentials. So let's go ahead and try these credentials here on that PHP my admin page that we found earlier. Okay. Oops. And voila, we got access to the PHP my admin console. So you look around here, see if you can find anything else useful. I mean, pretty sure we can do anything you want in here since we're logged in, I believe, as the admin. So you can check all kinds of stuff in there, run queries and such. All right. And there's another directory as well. There's that WordPress one. So let's go ahead and go back and cd into WordPress. Okay, anything else? Anything useful? And there's another config file. You can cat that as well. See if anything of use is in that file. It's got some, looks like default creds possibly. There are creds used for WordPress. We go ahead and try those, see if it works. But I mean, we're already logged in as we're already logged in as WordPress, so I don't have to worry about that really. But be sure to take notes of this information here if you're doing like an actual pen test and stuff. This is stuff that you need to know or let the client know about. All right, that's the last tidbit. As usual, thank you for watching.